That you
didn't win?
didn't win.
I didn't know.
That you just win by hand, yeah, normally. But actually it's a very tricky position. So his clock was even ticking down. He was already like 2 minutes and he was confused. And finally, okay, the rook is trapped, yeah, so this is just always repetition. And then he played king d5 with like 2 minutes on the clock, and Quang Liem had 18 minutes. Okay, first of all, it just shows the incredible tension in the World Cup, yeah, because otherwise how a normal player is thinking in this position that, the rook is trapped, yeah, the rook is kind of trapped. Black has, okay, check, doesn't do anything, king d5 is a move, and f4 is a move, yeah, kind of, this is the question. You are defending, yeah, so you, while your opponent is thinking, you are hoping for something, yeah, you try to find something. And basically this means that after king d5, you have to be ready with an answer, because it's also one of the most natural moves. And after king d5, he could push b5. Yes, and king takes c4, b6.
Okay.
And you cannot stop the pawn. Okay, you have draw, maybe you can repeat, but there is nothing else you can do. So actually, king d5 is a horrible blunder, and Quang Liem has 18 minutes, but it's not only that he had 18 minutes, but this was the position. So he already had time to think, yeah, to anticipate, because very often when your clock is ticking, you have the pressure. And many times when your opponent is thinking, then you see more things than before, because then you don't have the pressure. So this was like a total shock.
But how does it make any sense, this move? He just wanted to repeat. Because
well, yes, exactly. Okay, because he ran out of,
back, right?
yeah, that if rook c4 happens, and the shock was that, okay, and Liem played the move rook c3. He did not repeat with rook c4. Because probably he understood that he was losing, yes? Yeah. But if his opponent did not play, okay, I talked to Alex, and Alex said that he actually, so he wanted to play f4, so he would have played f4. So in hindsight, maybe Liem got extremely lucky that he played rook c3 because he saved the game. Of course, he should have not saved it, but it's just like how all this destiny and fate plays a role in a game, because after rook takes c4, f3, this is kind of crazy that rook takes g4, h4. Suddenly this endgame is winning for black when white has 2 passed pawns. Yeah, this position, even you can get a feeling that who knows what is going on. Yeah, but it's like a crazy position that, okay, you just, because you anyway cannot do anything, and you play here, and whenever you push any pawns, you can always take and come back.
Yeah, if the pawns are 2 columns, they always lose, right?
Yes, but okay, it was like a shocking kind of sequence, and then he played the move rook c3, and you know, as a commentator, I'm always very careful. I never like to say that this is over, because we know anytime anything can happen. But here, I said, sorry guys, this, I know it's unpredictable, World Cup, whatever, but this is no way that it's not a win for black. Yeah, because now he plays f4. No, because now black plays f4, he opens the rook, and this is a completely winning position. It's just finished, yeah? He takes f4, rook f4. And that finally black did not win this game. This is just absolutely incredible. I hope that Alex recovers from this, yeah, because it's we have been in these shoes, yeah, that you have to also forgive yourself. This is not like you just missed something, but you were already in the quarterfinals, yeah, and you have to put it aside. And now tiebreak comes, you start from completely from zero, from scratch, and with all this memory in your baggage, yeah, you are carrying.
Do you think it's possible he can come back tomorrow?
Well, I hope very much that he can come back and play according to the level that he showed in the tournament. Whether it's going to be enough or not, who knows, because he plays Quang Liem, who is one of the best players in the world and incredible good rapid and blitz player. Yeah, but can you imagine? Yeah, it's just, and then he also got very unlucky because, okay, he could have one easier, but it was something like this. Rook f7. Rook f7. Okay, king c4 first. I mean, something like this. No, the pawn was never pushed. Yeah, king g3, rook b7, king f4. Kudos to Liem, it was unbelievable because rook takes b5 and rook g1. His 2 pawns done, I mean 3 pawns done, completely lost position. There is just no way that this is not lost. But it's the World Cup and the tension and everything. And Alex has to make a decision. Finally he played this.
Rook b6 will also win, right? Such a position, if you defend.
Okay, but the king is far away. You can see goals that maybe white will get the blockade. There are some positions with the 2
Yes.
pawns when your king is not there that can be drawn. So of course I understand that you don't want to get there. So actually he played absolutely correct. Objectively he played very good. Rook takes g6, and also after rook g6 he plays the cleanest move. Yeah, this is why chess is absolutely crazy. He plays the rook b3, cutting on the third rank. King takes e4 and h4. And how brutal chess is that now when seemingly you have already succeeded with everything and now it's completely winning. Yeah, computer says okay, plus 80 or whatever. Yeah, so people think like you have at least 5 queen advantage.
And if you
Yeah.
play rook b3, that means you know the construction.
Yeah, he knows the construction. Now what happened?
I think check.
Yeah, rook f6 check, king g2, rook g6 check, king f2. It was also Alex's strategy to repeat moves to collect the 30 seconds. So after rook f6 check, we are completely sure with Jan that he goes back because he was always making shuffle and then making the right move. Yeah, and the winning method, actually it's not easy, but I have even immediately thought that rook goes away
And rook f3. Right?
and rook f3. Yeah, this is the key move. Yeah, it's the only way to win, but this is the key move. That okay, if check then you can hide, and if check here then you can hide here, or you do it doesn't matter. And then already once the pawn is pushed to h3, it's finished. Yeah, so just rook g3, rook a6, rook f3, and it's over. Yeah, and Alex played a brilliant game. And
Is
then
this something, for example, you know by heart? This
okay, I did not.
pattern of rook
I
f3 actually.
I did not know that cutting on the sixth that it's winning. I think there was a game Ponomaryov won against somebody in Istanbul Olympiad year 2000. Yeah, 25 years ago. And I remember that I was back then that with the H pawn you win like this. It made I understood that wow, this Ponomaryov is amazing. Yeah, because I was like I don't know, also already top 10 player in the world, and I was good in endgames. But actually, if you show me just for a glance that position, I would have not been able to tell you that this is winning or not. And I was very impressed that he actually just blitzed out the win. And okay, I knew that this should be winning, and then okay, rook g3, rook f3, finally you find. But then how unlucky he is, yeah, that okay, he wants to be super precise, like, and then he plays the move king e2, which normally, yes, you oppose the king, you are setting with check, so the king will be pushed away, and then you queen the pawn, finish, yeah? After this, rook a6, it's already a draw. Because, okay, white has a threat, so you have to give the check, and after king f5, there is no way, because after h3, then already rook h6 and king g4 collects the pawn. And you even don't have a try. Yeah, it's immediate draw, yeah, it's a total heartbreak. Yeah, unbelievable. No, it's just so incredible, sad also to see, yeah, because no, it was a very good game. It was a guy, yeah, chess is just so brutal. Yeah, this is what I'm always telling. Yeah, because the reason why I also like to do a commentary that if somebody tells me that chess is boring, I go crazy. You know, because every single position has so much meaning. Yeah, and so many details and so on. Basically, if you say that it's boring, means that you don't understand anything. Then you have to listen to the commentary that we will tell you why it's interesting, yeah, why it's exciting. No.
But incredibly defense also. I think he found the only
no,
way
this
to...
Liem, what kind of also that this king going to here, that he gave up all these pawns, that he comes here, it was like a study, like defensive method, and I could very well feel for Alex that probably he already like thought 3 times during this endgame that okay, that's it, finished. I can just automatically, you know, like walk in the park, I just win. And no, it was every time he still had to make decisions, and the clock was ticking down. It's just crazy. Yeah, unbelievable. What kind of miracles are happening?
I mean, if Donchenko wins tomorrow, then I will be like a big fan of him. after
Okay, I'm a very big fan anyway.
I mean, no, but tomorrow,
I
like,
have been a
if
big
it-
fan of Liem for a very long time, yeah, since he won Aeroflot twice, 2010, 2011. It was really amazing because I knew thanks to this he played in Dortmund tournament where he actually beat me in a very good endgame play in a Caro-Kann with black. I overpushed and yeah, so I also told during the broadcast that in 2019 I played these mind games in Hangzhou in China, and on the way to the closing ceremony we were sitting next to each other in the bus, and I was telling Liam that I'm actually so happy because he was playing St. Louis also that year, and I told him that I feel like you reached the level that you can play against any player, all the top 10 guys. I feel like your opening and everything is there, and he told me that yeah, he actually feels the same, and then I was following, and he was doing very well in all these tournaments, and ever since he's like 27, 30 plus, yeah?
Yes.
27, 30, 40 between this,
Yeah.
whenever he plays Bill, he wins in Bill. Yeah, it's the usual kind of story. Very
Yeah,
good.
3 years he won, yeah, back to back.
Yeah, very strong player and incredible fighter, but this also shows that Alex was able to outplay him, get to this winning position, but not converting it hurts very much. Yeah.
So, have you ever faced similar situation in your career, and if yes, then how you recovered from those situations?
Yeah, these are the toughest kind of situations. That okay, the point is that when you finish the game, of course you are very angry, and then you somehow try to get over it. Yeah, that somehow you push aside, but then the night comes. Yeah, and the night, you know, when you are trying to sleep, and then it comes back to you, the position, you see it, and you just cannot believe, yeah, you just cannot believe that how I did not win it, yeah. Of course, that's the move. And you, if somebody tells you before the game or anytime they show you this position, you will tell anyone that from 1,000 times I'm gonna win this. Yeah, there is no way not to win it. And then you are twisting, turning, and it's already 4 a.m., it's 5 a.m., it's 6 a.m. And finally, when you are completely exhausted yourself, then you pass out and then you fall asleep. Yeah, but it's usually already like 6:30, 7 a.m. I really hope that he's younger and he will be able to get over it faster. I think for older guys this is just impossible to. I would not be able to recover and play a tiebreak after something like this. But he's young, and I also talked to him during the dinner. We have this tradition to have dinner with the German team, and he's still there. And with Frederick and Jan we were discussing, and he looked like in a shape that maybe he can put it behind. But you never know these things. You never know these things. You might think like you recovered or you put it aside, and then the night comes.
Yeah.
There is no escape.
It's brutal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you, sir. I was going to ask the same question in the interview, but the interview went long, so I avoided this.
Yes.
You got an interview at 1 a.m.
It's 1 a.m. already. Okay. It's okay. 12:30 still time.